The story opens around two rival nations, the Empire and the Nebulous Sovereignty, where the inhabitants of the latter are deemed witches by the former due to their astral powers, considered perilous by the Empire. In a significant event a year prior, Iska, a saint disciple of the Empire, undertook a daring act by freeing a young mage from her confinement, leading to his arrest and the stripping of his saint disciple status. Following this, the Empire, a year later, offers Iska a chance for redemption under a specific condition: to rectify his past actions by tackling a new threat from the Nebulous Sovereignty, a formidable witch known as the Ice Calamity Witch, who had been causing significant disturbances at the front lines. Believing in Iska's capabilities to confront this witch, the Empire releases him with the immediate task of heading to the front lines. Upon his release, Iska communicates his preference for the composition of his unit to the Empire's higher authorities. Soon, his team, comprising Jin, Nini, and Captain Mismus, is assembled, and they embark on their journey to the mission location in an armored vehicle. During their travel, Jin shares insights suggesting the Nebulous Sovereignty's ignorance of Iska's existence and capabilities, thus highlighting his strategic importance as the Empire's secret weapon. The discussion also turns to the peril posed by the Ice Calamity Witch, underscoring Iska's mission to end the ongoing conflict. Upon reaching their destination, a site critical for its reactor core, under threat from the Mangas attacks, which hampers the engineering progress, the team learns of an immediate need for reinforcement against astral forces. As they respond, an unexpected attack forces them out of their vehicle, only to face astral mages emerging from underground, a tactic to evade detection. Iska's swift counterattack leaves the mages stunned, showcasing his prowess. The team's preparedness is further demonstrated when they deploy anti-astral magic rockets, enabling Iska to swiftly deal with the mages. The situation escalates when Rin, an assistant to the Ice Calamity Witch, appears, utilizing her Earth astral power to summon a golem, albeit ineffectively against Iska. Tasked with handling Rin, Iska manages to disarm her despite her numerous tactics. His interrogation about the Ice Calamity Witch's whereabouts, however, is fruitless. The witch herself intervenes, demonstrating her formidable ice powers by freezing the entire forest area surrounding the reactor, a strategic move aimed at destroying the reactor while stalling Iska. The witch, revealing herself as Alice and identified as the ruler's daughter of the Nebulous Sovereignty, engages Iska in combat. This unexpected encounter between Iska and Alice not only underscores the intense rivalry between their nations, but also sets the stage for a complex interaction between the two, hinting at the depth of their characters and the broader implications of their actions on the ongoing battle. Several ice attacks were created by Alice, but Iska managed to cut them away with his powerful sword. He even awakened a power that enabled him to create clones of his sword during their intense battle. Iska disclosed that his main aim was to bring an end to the ongoing war. After completing a challenging reactor mission, Iska found himself unable to sleep, a problem Mismus attributed to the psychological aftermath of battling the Ice Calamity Witch. She suggested a change of scenery might help, as it had for her, and offered Iska a ticket to a play in the neutral city of Ain, along with a ride there. On the journey, Iska drifted off, dreaming about his mentor Crosswhale, who had passed on legendary swords to him. This series of events led Iska to the opera house. At the opera, Alice mistakenly thought Iska was there to ambush her. Before she could act, Rin reminded her that they were in Ain, where fighting was forbidden. Embarrassed by her reaction, and aware that Iska had seen her in a vulnerable moment, Alice briefly confronted him, suggesting a future showdown. Later, Alice and Rin, seeking to eat, ended up at the same restaurant as Iska, leading to a tense but intriguing dinner where, despite accusations of stalking from Alice, they shared a table. Throughout dinner, Iska and Alice discovered they both ordered pasta with creamy sauce, highlighting their shared tastes. Their conversation, filled with mutual interests in pasta, momentarily blurred the lines between them, despite Rin's reminder of their rivalry. Returning home, Alice decided to keep Iska's gifted handkerchief, a memento of their unexpected connection. Both spent the night restless, thinking of each other. Meanwhile, Rizia, now advising the Special Forces, informed Miss of an upcoming mission, offering Iska a ticket to an art exhibition in Ain to help with his insomnia. Alice's mother revealed the secret of Nebulous's founder, still alive and powerful, urging caution in any future confrontations with Iska, hinting at his unknown potential. Alice, intrigued by the art exhibition, ventured to Ain again, only to encounter Iska. Their meeting led to a shared exploration of the museum, and a candid moment over drinks, where Iska's age and innocence came to light as he fell asleep on Alice's shoulder. Iska was called into the Imperial Senate for discussions with senior officials, where he was commended for his performance against the Calamity Witch, despite his concerns about failing to protect the reactor. The Empire clarified that his real task was to prove to Nebulous their possession of a powerful secret weapon, which he accomplished with excellence. They assigned him a new mission to capture the Calamity Witch, promising him a promotion and a possible audience with the ruler upon success. It was revealed that Alice had been the one to arrange transportation for Iska previously. That night, Iska told Mismus about his mission to Iron, without giving details. Alice, having received information on Iska, learned of his past actions and his skills as a swordsman. Alice's mother warned her to keep her distance from Iska, emphasizing the Empire as their enemy. However, Alice planned to meet Iska again, hoping to understand his motives better. When Iska and Alice met next, their connection seemed to have deepened. Alice questioned Iska about releasing the mage, to which he responded that his actions were driven by his disagreement with the Empire's values and his desire to end the war. Alice suggested an audacious plan for Iska to defect to Nebulous. Their discussion was interrupted by an attack from the founder of Nebulous, prompting Iska and Alice to temporarily unite against this common foe. Despite initial conflicts, they worked together to confront the founder, with Iska using his master's swords and Alice leveraging her ice powers. In a dramatic confrontation, they managed to incapacitate the founder, highlighting their combined strength and possibly altering the course of their conflict. Iska and Alice were left to confront the founder, who recognized Iska's swords as belonging to Crosswhale, Iska's master. A fierce battle ensued, with Iska and Alice combining their efforts to challenge the founder. Iska managed to approach the founder with a blitz attack, causing her to be knocked out and fall into the ice. Following their plan, Nani, Jin, Mismus, and Iska took a trip to a casino located in a different city, with the hope of winning some money. Mismus had the idea of purchasing a tank with the winnings, believing it could serve as a means of escape should they encounter any trouble. She was optimistic about their chances to win big at the casino. During this time, Alice and Rin also made their way into the casino, consciously choosing to avoid a visit to Ain to prevent a possible encounter with Iska. Unbeknownst to each other, Alice and Rin passed by Iska and his team without noticing them. They proceeded to try their luck at the slot machines, where Alice, after placing her bet, managed to win the jackpot. Nini, who was nearby, witnessed Alice's win and approached to congratulate her, unaware of who Alice was since they had never met before. Nini shared their own unsuccessful attempts at winning the jackpot. Moved by their story, Alice generously decided to give her winnings to Nini, as she did not have a need for the money due to her own wealth. Nini excitedly returned to her team to share the news. Iska, upon hearing Nini's description of Alice, realized who she was referring to. After their casino visit, Alice decided to consult a fortune teller, revealing her intention to see Iska. The fortune teller, after checking her cards, informed Alice that the person she was seeking was nearby, and emphasized the strong bond between them, impervious to misfortune. Alice left the stall, skeptical, but hopeful about the fortune teller's words. Shortly after, Iska visited the same stall and received an identical prediction from the fortune teller. The story then shifts to the Empire, instructing Risha to deploy Mismus and her unit to Murder Canyon, citing the opening of a vortex there that could potentially empower witches, similar to a previous event. In Nebulous, Alice learned about the vortex, surprised that the Zoa family, responsible for the area, had not reported it. Rin speculated that the Zoa family might intend to claim the vortex for themselves. Confident that the Empire would respond given the canyon's proximity to their territory, they encountered a representative of the Zoa family, known as the Masked Man, who claimed the disturbance was not a vortex, but merely an energy fluctuation. However, he mentioned that the family head was en route to officially report the incident. Mismus, upon arriving at the military base, reunited with an old friend, Shanarot, but their meeting was interrupted by orders from Nameless. Earlier, Mismus had assured Iska that she had not disclosed their encounter with the Calamity Witch. Nameless, who was fully concealed in a suit, briefed the soldiers on their mission to secure or destroy the vortex. Despite their efforts, the search for the vortex led to the disappearance of 3 units, which Nameless chose not to pursue further. A decision that Iska questioned given Nameless's previous acquaintance with him. The story progresses with Alice and Rin discovering the vortex's location and confronting the Masked Lord, who attempted to downplay the situation. The appearance of Kissing, identified by the Masked Lord as a potential ally stronger than Alice, hinted at an impending conflict with the Empire. While Mismus and her team were away from their base on a mission to locate the vortex, they received information indicating that astral readings had been detected at their base. a clear sign that astral mages had breached their defenses. The team was informed that the process of relocating to a secondary base had begun. Amidst their journey, a luminous beacon caught their attention in the distance. Upon closer inspection by Nene, who analyzed the readings, it became evident that the source of this light was indeed the vortex they had been searching for, leaving no room for doubt. Deciding to investigate the source of the light, their journey was abruptly halted by Noro and her accompanying team. It was revealed that Noro, who had been planted as a spy by the Nebulous faction, had successfully kidnapped Mismus. During this confrontation, an unidentified voice was heard, later identified as Nameless, who, using his ability to camouflage, managed to neutralize all members of Noro's team except for Noro herself, who still held Mismus captive. In a desperate attempt to escape with Mismus, Noro made a run for an armored vehicle. Nameless responded by throwing a knife, aiming to end the confrontation. But Iska intervened, blocking the knife, preventing potential harm to both Noro and Mismus. Upon their arrival at the Nebulous military base, Noro presented the captured Mismus. An encounter with Alice was about to reveal a shared past, but Rin intervened, rendering Mismus unconscious to preserve their secret history. Alice, motivated by a desire to confront Iska, set out for the enemy base, which by then had been targeted by missile fire from the Empire. Despite the ongoing evacuation to a secondary base, Iska and his team were formulating a plan to infiltrate the base and rescue Mismus. Iska's timely arrival thwarted Noro's control over Mismus, leading to a confrontation that highlighted Iska's superior combat skills. The arrival of Kissing, a figure of notable purebred status, added a new layer of complexity, indicating a formidable opponent. Meanwhile, Alice and Rin, having reached the now evacuated Empire base, encountered Nameless. The ensuing battle tested Alice's limits, pushing her to unleash her full power against Nameless, who narrowly escaped her wrath. Back at the Vortex, Kissing's attempt to eliminate Iska with a powerful rocket was foiled by his unexpected resilience. A swift counterattack by Iska incapacitated Kissing. However, the appearance of the Masked Lord, who inflicted a surprise attack on Iska, introduced a pivotal moment. The Masked Lord's actions, including thrusting Mismes into the Vortex, prompted Iska to dive in after her, closely followed by Alice.